Hello and welcome to the GenXplainers podcast, The Perfect Song. Here with me today are Alan and Mike, as usual. Hi, guys.
Hello.
And special guests, Rand and Chris. Say hi, guys.
Hello. Hey, guys.
Good to see everybody. And today we're looking at a classic song that Mike has brought to us today. And Mike, why don't you introduce the song?
Okay. Well, we're going all the way back to 1971 when the song was first released.
Mike, you got your DJ voice going.
I do. We're looking at Al Green's "Let's Stay Together," which was actually, it was released as a single in 71, but came out on the album of the same name in 72. It was written by Al Green, Willie Mitchell, and Al Jackson, the drummer. And a
lot of Al's.
A lot of Al's. The tune itself was originally written by Mitchell and Jackson, and then they gave that to Green, who came up with the lyrics, which there are stories that say it happened in 5 minutes and 15 minutes. We don't really know the actual time, but that's what it said. It depends on who you believe. Apparently, though, even though it was written in such a short amount of time, it took 100 hours to record it because Al Green just was not happy with any of his takes on his vocals or anything.
Wow.
And also Mitchell kept on pressing him to do something different and wanted him to be more honest with it and just let the song happen rather than try to do something else. And he wanted to make it more of an upbeat kind of like song and all this stuff. So all these different things that were done. And so it took a long time to record. And according to Mitchell, it was the only real argument they have because Al Green kept on saying, this is not a hit. This is not a hit. I don't want to do this song and all this stuff. So it almost didn't come out. And it's now become, of course, Al Green's signature song.
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do. Oh, yeah. All right with me.
It was the year of 1972 was voted number 11 on the Billboard charts for the year. It was voted the 60th greatest song of all time by Rolling Stone. And it's gone on to be covered by so many people. Tina Turner covered it, and it actually was the cover that revitalized her career in the early 80s. They consider this one of those songs that sort of changed the direction for R&B music too, and like the combination of gospel and R&B and pop mixed with the sexual and the sacred. They said the song has just been ubiquitous over time, where you just hear it constantly, and it's still added to soundtracks and people cover it all the time still. But anyway, so those are the main facts that I have. So I'm going to turn it over to other people.
Well, this song, I think, for me, musically and in terms of the vocals, defines smooth. Like, it's such a smooth song. It's so, it's just like gliding along and sensual. It's the little bass line.
Sing, baby. Together, ooh, loving you forever is what I need.
And it starts with a little whisper. Let's stay together.
Stop turning me on, Alan.
It's a very romantic song. It is, and I can't help how I feel about you. So,
all right.
It's a great song. It's one of those things where it's kind of almost hard to talk about it because it's so good. I did, as I always do, play all the songs that we rate for my kids, just to get the younger, hipper youth. What do they think about things? And they both liked it. and then that's it. Like when they ranked them, they put it at the bottom, which to me, I take that more as an indication that some of the greatness of the song may be lost on someone who hasn't had maybe the romantic life yet,
Yeah.
So that was something I thought was very interesting because they both liked it. Madeline's like, yeah, I give it 7 out of 10, and but just didn't want to hear any more of it.
It might even be a cause of concern if they like it too much. I don't know.
Right.
Might want to look into that.
That's a good point.
How about you, Chris? How do you feel about Al Green's?
I'm gonna tell you. So, I first heard this song as a kid, and I think anything that was sort of sexual or romantic in this way, I found kind of creepy. Of course, I want to say I love the song now. I love Al Green. I think he's great, but the lyrics. Yeah, as a punk growing up, like my idea of a love song was, I don't want to walk around with you by the Ramones. So this is kind of needy. And also, like, when someone's begging you to stay together, it kind of begs some questions about the relationship. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a little thirsty.
A little bit. And
Yeah.
I don't know. So I on one hand, I love it, but I'm also a little creeped out by it.
Okay. Fair. We recently did My Sharona, and there's a little bit of there's a big bit of vibe in that one. Anyway,
Yeah.
How about you, Rand? What do you think?
This is a song that I feel like it's always been there. Now, granted, it came out a few years after I was born, so I guess it has always been there in my life. But it's just this chill, relaxed feel, kind of, what Al said. That is just perfect. Just, it doesn't try and do too much. It's got that cool bass line, and then you get the little horns that punctuate in every once in a while. It is interesting to hear about how long they took to record it, because it just feels like it should have just kind of just flowed right out. But yeah, I mean, and kind of going to what Chris said, when you're not into that this style of music, like I wasn't as I was growing up, I didn't really feel like I connected with it. And it is great to be at an age now where as I've gotten older, I suddenly I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this song that was always playing in the background and always kind of there. And guess what? It's really good. It's got a really good vibe. And it feels like it's always been a part of my life. And it's like, oh, this is a great tune. Just very understated. One thing I love about it is that you don't have to look into Wikipedia to interpret the lyrics. It is like, it's just very straightforward lyrically, maybe a little creepy sometimes, but yeah, just a really, really classic, great tune.
Yeah, one of the things I forgot to add that I was reading about was that Willie Mitchell, the producer of the song, went out and got all these winos off the street, as he called them, and brought them in so he could have a live audience watching him perform the song to get more of a different kind of feel to it. So he had, he brought all these winos off the street into watch, recording the song according to him.
I mean, if you can win over winos with a song, you can win over anyone, right?
Oh, that's weird.
It's usually
that's what the article
wine.
said.
You never do that to me, would you, baby?
Yeah, a classic song. I mean, yeah, when we were younger, when it had first came out, we didn't really compute what was really being conveyed by the song, perhaps. This sensual, sexy yearning, But yeah, in retrospect and hearing it later as we were getting our hormones in, it took on a new meaning, and it captures that. Well, regardless of like how you feel about the sentiment of the lyrics, it certainly speaks to a real kind of yearning and feeling you have certainly as a teenager, I guess, or a little older. And it absolutely works and absolutely conveys it, I think. And as far as the song itself, like its construction and its production, I think again his vocals are always fantastic, and and the backing vocals, it's all mixed really well. It's very clean. And yeah, I love that little guitar going, and the bass line was mentioned. Yeah, and the little accents of the horn and stuff. It's nice. It's a nice song. It's a good song. Again, it doesn't take up too much of your time. Just kind of pops in there. You enjoy it. You get on to your next thing. So
You've got things to do.
I got, busy day. I need a quick, sexy song, and then I got to move on. Then I got to go pick up some lean cuisine.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting because it's like it's not a song that like really grabs you, and so, or at least doesn't really grab me. I like it a lot, and I think it's really, really, really well done. But I'm just thinking about what you're saying about there's just not a lot to say about it because it isn't very different, except in its execution. Its execution is fantastic, but there's just so many songs exactly like it.
Yeah. There's always going to be sort of the wide audience type of songs, which are usually love songs, and every aspect of love has been sung about, songs have been written about it forever. So really it just comes down to the execution usually, and whether or not, oh yeah, that's capturing something that's real. If you've listened to the podcast, you know that I really, other than structure, I like if it has an emotional hook to it. If it really has a personal and you can react to it on a very personal, emotional level, I think that is a factor in song perfection. And I think this one captures a feeling for sure. We hope you're enjoying this GenXplainers podcast. Please remember to find us and follow us on social media. And we'd much appreciate a 5-star rating on the podcast platform of your choice. Now, let's get back to the show.
Reverend Al Green was here. I'm so in love with you.
All right, well, let's take a vote on Al Green's Let's Stay Together. Is it a perfect song? And again, Mike, he brought it. Why don't you start?
It's been brought. I do believe it's a perfect song. I think that everything that was said here, with the exception of Chrissy, makes it perfect. And I think it's timeless. I think it's, I never get tired of hearing it and so on. So, yeah, perfect.
Okay. How about Rand? What do you think?
This is a mood setter. It is it puts you in the mood, shall we say? And creates a really great mood that is, as Mike mentioned, is timeless, very well executed, and yeah, I think it's a fantastic song. Like I said, I always feel like it's been a part of my life, and I don't get tired of it, and I think it's quite perfect.
All right. How about Chris? Let's hear yours now.
Well, I'm going to surprise you by saying, Mike, that I do think it's a perfect song.
Oh.
And being a little creepy keeps the song being perfect.
This is true. That can be true.
It gives it a little flavor.
Little spice.
Exactly.
Okay. How about you? I'll go last.
I am going to say that it is a perfect song. There are certain songs that I think are perfect because of how well they're done, and I agree with Rand. It is a mood setter. If you have a specific agenda for the evening or the afternoon, this is going to help you with your goals. And I think the execution, the singing, the music, it's just fantastic. So I'm going to say yes.
All right. For me, I think I came into this very, very confident it was going to be a yes, and that has remained the case. It is a perfect song. Yeah, and again, it's one of those songs. It's. I mean, I don't know if it's because how old we are, and when we heard it, or
How dare you?
Excuse me, how young we are, and or the timing. But I don't think so. Actually, I think it just is. It just is, folks. It's one of those. It's one of those songs that is perfect. It's hard to find anything wrong with it. Other than like, oh, this lyricist is not emotionally evolved. I don't like this, But yeah, perfect song. And again, it's a unanimous decision on this. Very nice. We got to start getting a little more tough on these songs, I guess.
Yeah,
After
we're
my
getting a little soft.
Yeah, I like it. It's perfect.
We can go for more creepy love songs in the future. Lionel
I
Richie's
have.
"Hello."
Well, see, that's the one where the mood fits the creepiness too, even more. I mean, if you heard the beginning of that song, it's like a horror movie. Anyway. All right. Well, that's this episode of The Perfect Song. Thank you for listening or viewing on YouTube, and make sure you check out that Patreon, everybody. We still only have three paying members, and two of them are on the panel. So let's step it up, folks. Just pop on over. You don't have to. You could subscribe to us on Patreon without putting any money in. So maybe do that, and then through the quality of the work, maybe you support it. Or, don't take this episode as an example. Go check us.
I was unaware that I could support it without paying.
Actually, no.
Edit.
All right. So anyway, thanks for listening again. Thank you all. Say bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
So long.
And see you next time. Bye.